Hello everyone, welcome to What's Up in Portugal. I'm your host Perry, and today we're going to be talking about Porto's São Bento train station. São Bento is located in the center of Porto, in front of the Praça Almeida Garrett. If that name sounds familiar, then it's because you saw our previous episode where we did a special biography on him. Well done you! São Bento is one of the two main train stations in the city. It links directly to the other train station, Campanhã, and all of the trains that come to here have to pass through Campanhã. Campanhã was Porto's main train station in the late 19th century, but because it's situated several kilometers away from the town center, it made it very impractical to move goods from Campanhã into the town center. So in 1888, the government of Porto decided to build a new train station in the town center, and the site they chose was a convent called São Bento de Ave Maria, and it was demolished, and the new train station was built on top of the ruins of the old convent. They had to carve a massive tunnel into the hill to link São Bento to Campanhã train station. A provisional station opened in 1896, although construction on the station only finished in 1916. São Bento is mostly known for its tiled entrance. Or exit, it depends if you're coming or going, I guess. Sometimes an exit is also an entrance. So after a quick Google search, the area that's known as the entrance is actually called the vestibule, but regardless of the name, it is a spectacular work of art. There are approximately 20,000 hand-painted tiles, called azulejos, adorning the walls. They were put in place by Jorge Colasso, a famous Portuguese painter who specialized in azulejos. It took him approximately 11 years to assemble all the tiles, from 1905 to 1916. 20,000? And I get tired of doing a jigsaw puzzle after 10 minutes! He is also responsible for painting the Church of Santo Ildefonso, the Palace of Busaco, and many other works throughout Portugal and across the world. We'll talk about azulejos in a future episode. There are 4 scenes in northern Portuguese history depicted on the walls. On the left side, as you enter the station from the street, is the, quote, Battle of Valdevez, where the knights of the Portuguese king, Afonso Henriques, defeated those of the Castilian king, also called Afonso, in the last battle of the Portuguese War of Independence. It was actually a small tournament held by a small group of knights on either side to avoid a lot of casualties on both armies should there be an actual massive battle. Underneath is a scene from the Portuguese War of Independence. The man kneeling is Egas Moniz, the tutor of Afonso Henriques, the first Portuguese king. And in this scene he brought his whole family to the Castilian king to ask forgiveness for Afonso Henriques' betrayal of the Castilian crown. He offered his life and his family's life to the king and offered his fealty to him. The king was so moved by this display that he forgave Moniz and allowed him and his family to return to Porto unharmed. What a nice guy! On the other side we see a scene of King John I of Portugal, obviously, and his bride Philippa of Lancaster entering Porto to celebrate their marriage. Their marriage secured the Anglo-Portuguese alliance, the oldest continuous alliance in history, dating to 1373. Underneath we see a scene depicting the capture of Bento in North Africa by the Portuguese, led by Prince Henry the Navigator. Henry the Navigator was responsible for the explorations of the Portuguese Age of Discovery that ultimately turned the country into a global empire. We can also see scenes depicting the countryside and traditional transportation within the country. São Bento has 4 main train lines: the Aveiro line, the Braga line, the Guimarães line, and the Caio de Marco line. The Aveiro line takes you to Aveiro, obviously, known as the Venice of Portugal, located approximately 1 hour south of Porto. The Braga line takes you to one of the oldest cities in northern Portugal and all of Portugal, about an hour north of Porto. The Guimarães line follows the Braga one, but as soon as it reaches Braga, it turns off into the northeast. Guimarães is where Afonso Henriques declared Portugal's independence, and a lot of people call it the birthplace of Portugal. The Caio line takes you east along the Douro River, giving you fantastic sights of the river. And the best part of all this, all the train journeys takes you approximately an hour, and a return ticket for one person is around €7. That's not bad. Be warned though, these are on the suburban line. There are other train lines going from Campanhã to these locations, but they are more expensive, so be aware of that. But you would have to take them from Campanhã, not São Bento. Everyone, thank you so much for watching this episode. We really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and press that subscribe button to receive more awesome videos such as this one. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So until next time, ciao.